Well, as they famously say, each second lost casts a shadow on your future, so on we move. Final Fantasy VII, welcome back. It is great to see you. Hope you're doing as well as I am. It's a beautiful day, and I love this game so much. Let's keep on going. Great to have you. We arrived at Shinra Tower in the last mission with the firm goal of making sure that we rescue Aeris, who's been taken prisoner by Shinra after their foul attack on the Sector 7 slums. Let's carry on, shall we? Two choices offered to us last time: through the front door or this side entrance. Maybe we want to be a bit discreet, so let's use that side entrance on the left over there and see where that takes us. I remember a friend of mine told me once that this was an example of Final Fantasy VII being one of those games that offers you a large amount of choice in its gameplay. I'm not going to go that far. It's not really a game that values choice beyond very, very simple and straightforward small things, but it is nice that we can just decide to go this side path. So, Tifa already sprinting up the stairs, Barret going ahead, and we go. Now, we've been told that all floors above the 60th are only accessible by keycard, and we need to get all the way to the 60th floor. So let's keep moving, shall we? There's Barret and Tifa. I don't know what people were expecting, by the way, when we started going up these. I don't know. Why the hell? We gotta climb. Because we don't want to start a commotion until we've saved Aeris. If that's possible. Knock it off. You're giving me the creeps. The little moment when Barret just slowed down. It's interesting, isn't it? This was... Oh, so even if you'll fight for someone else... Guess I figured you wrong. Who cares what you figured? I'm just saying maybe I was wrong. What's that supposed to mean, Tifa? Alright, just going to be ignoring their dialogue for a few seconds while I go to the point I was going to make. This was their very, very first attempt at making a 3D Final Fantasy game. Prior to this, the last one, Final Fantasy VI, was still that 2D backdrop, and it was a very classic-looking Super Nintendo RPG. And considering this was their very first attempt, they didn't really have many other models to go by in terms of what this game should look like. I think it's incredible how much character they really managed to drag out of these characters, and how much personality they were able to give them, and how imaginative they were at making these scenes work. Considering they had to be essentially laying the ground and breaking the path for everyone who made games like this afterwards. And for the fact that it still stands up as one of the very best of that generation, mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Ha! The first change, we find something on the stairs, an elixir. Now that's something, isn't it? A little reward. Okay, can't be much further now, can it? Damn man, I've had it. I'm going back. It'll take just as long to go down as it did to come up. Oh. The moment of realization for Barret must be brutal. I don't think how many of us have done that. We decided to walk home from the bar instead of getting a taxi or whatever the case may be, and then all of a sudden, you find yourself thinking, I don't want to do this. But I'm halfway there. Come on, Barret, pull it together. Yeah, well, all I know is I'm only flesh and blood, except for this arm of mine. But don't treat me like I'm some ex-soldier or something. What about me? I'm human too. Do what you want, I'm going on. Huh. Yeah. Barret, you go first. Oh, why are you ignorant? I didn't mean that. Alright. Cloud, you go on ahead too. Good choice, Tifa. These two little weirdos. Okay, you do have some very... Oh, what floor is this? I stopped counting. Same. Why they gotta build these buildings so damn tall? Shinra. They're just no damn good. Yeah, there are some very odd jokes, very much of its time in this game. But it has aged. It did come out in a different time period. There's nothing too bad, but there are these occasional moments of, oh, that's a bit gross. Oh man, I'm beat. Marlene, Daddy wanted to see your face one more time. Would you stop acting like that and climb? Just a bit more. Maybe. Oh, Barret. See you later, buddy. Oh, I have no idea how far we come. I think we've done about 8 or 9 screens. So I'm wondering if this might be the last one. 60 floors, we said. There we are. But isn't that cool that the game has essentially said to you, you can run if you want to. We're not going to make you. But if you really think these characters should take the stairs instead of taking the elevators, okay. This is your choice. We're going to let you do it. Go have fun. But don't blame us when you actually have to climb, pardon me, when you actually have to climb 60 stories. Finally, made it. Never want to see no more stairs the rest of my life. I'm Pete. But here we are. We better get ready. There we go, that one last push. Okay. Destroy the intruders. Our sneaking didn't go well, did it? Now, these are beautiful looking enemies, I think. That massive block armor. And I find it sometimes when you... Oh, tranquilizer, that's quite good. I find it difficult sometimes. You go back and you play this game. And enemies look a bit strange because the limits of what we were working with. And I think it's one of the real things that I love about the remake, 2 games and soon-to-be trilogy, is the fact that we get to see these enemies and it all just makes a little bit more sense. Everything feels a bit more, oh, I see what's going on here. Whereas right now we just have these 3 weirdos on roller skates in massive armor. It's lovely to get that view of them in the remake, seeing them a little more realistically, just to see exactly what the devs were going for. Because they were limited by the amount of polygons they could use. Let's try and take that one out. We'll get one more steal from Tifa. I did mention, didn't I, that we'd be doing a lot of stealing during this playthrough. It's just an old habit of mine. I find it is a good habit to be into for the game. You don't want to find yourself at a point later, which is difficult, but to arrive at a point later where maybe your money's a bit low, or you actually need some kind of status removal, you don't have whatever it was you needed, just slowly stealing over the course of the game does mean that you tend to build up this nice little backlog of items, and you don't miss out on anything important that you might be able to miss out on. What's this? Receive key item, keycard 60. Okay, just checking. There's the elevators that we could have come up in. Looks clear. Let's head up, shall we? I love this elevator. Always gave me a real fascination with these sort of elevators on the outside of buildings. I've never been in one, but there's a part of me that wants to just to have this moment. That's gorgeous. Down there, the Mako reactor in the distance, and we see a bit of green for the first time, really, in the game that isn't a flashback. This is the real thing. Don't let your guard down. I hope Aeris is alright. Wake up, sir. And there we go, another beautiful transition there from a cinematic to gameplay, which I think is remarkably well done in this game. Your kind don't belong here. Go on and get out. These are all golden... Couldn't really tell when I was playing the original, but these are actually all golden busts of the president, which tells you so much about the way this company is run. Look at all them guards running around. Hey Cloud, go on ahead and signal us when it's safe to move. Now we've said, haven't we? They do like their mini-games. And this is one of the more frustrating. We're going to have to try and cross all the way, using these as cover, not being seen. Now the problem you have is if you make any mistake, you have to start again. Okay, still a signal there. And we're going to wait till they head back to the other side. Perfect. And that's a freebie. Okay, we're halfway with Barret. Let's wait till they're on the right. Tifa takes that first step. You can already see if you look ahead how much harder the other side looks like it's going to be. Look at the increased speed. We'll try and do this in a similar way. We'll wait until they try and change sides. There we go. Not yet. Perfect. This next step is always the awkward one. Oh, I wasn't sure. One more and we can get through this. No problems. Thought I went too early. Okay, we're gonna rock. Now remember, we're here to save Aeris. The hell, I know that. Beautifully sterile, isn't it? And then you come out here, and you end up in this strange sight. I've always thought it's a beautiful summation of Shinra. There's this little, how do you say, surface level respect for the natural world. You see the way they have this massive, it is a tree, not a bush, right? You have this massive tree here in the middle of their building. But then you look at what they're doing to the natural world outside. So they have this very surface level, this veneer of respect for the natural world, while all the time just sucking up all of the fuel out of the ground. I think it's just a lovely little illustration of the way that they likely present themselves in the world. They will be this big benevolent corporation, but we, as the protagonists, we know what they're actually up to. And that's a beautiful little illustration of it just there. We're in this cold, sterile office building, and they've got this one tree that they just planted and brought here. What's keeping her? Did she forget her keycard? Even employees can't access above the 60th without a keycard. I don't remember seeing your face before. Are you new here? Say, you're cute. Let me teach you some things. Things? You wipe that stupid look off your face. I was just going to teach you how to get to the next floor. The higher-ups in the company use the floors above the 60th floor, but you can't get there without a keycard. Get a keycard and you can use the elevators freely. Voila! You heard that sound and the door opens. Remember, there are different types of cards. One alone won't let you go everywhere. For example, keycard 60 only takes you to the 60th floor, 65 only to the 65th. It's a security system worthy of Shinra. After all, they control everything in Midgar, well, and in the world for that matter. Anyway, I've gotta go. Gotta get back to work. Proceeds to stand on exactly the same spot. The hell are you? What are you doing around here? Well, we can't ask about Aeris, so we'll respond with the classic ... Oh, I see. You must be the... whatchamacallit? Shinra Inc. Repair Division. You know, this building looks like it's starting to fall apart. This door was just pushed open. You should fix this right away. And take a look on the other floors, too. Take this. Beautiful. Keycard 62 opens up a little bit of the building for us. Thought I heard a ruckus downstairs. Did you hear? I've got no idea, but there's no need to worry because everything above the 60th floor is safe. Yep. Absolutely. Don't mind me and my buddies. Can we go up via the stairs? Not the elevator? Can't believe we can. Let's have a look around, shall we? How do you do? This is the Midgar Mayor's office. Mayor Domino is in his office. I'm the Deputy Mayor. If you've got questions, feel free to ask me. Okay. And who might you be? You must be those, me, I'm Domino, the Mayor of Midgar. Well, actually, I'm Mayor in name only. The city and everything in it is really run by Shinra Inc. My only real job is watching over Shinra's documents. Me, the Mayor, a librarian. Oh. You want to get upstairs? I tell you what. If you can guess the password, I'll give you my keycard. That's it. Guess the password and I'll give you my keycard. Get on the first try and I'll throw in a special item. So he's going to give us choices. Got it? Then tell me. All these choices and we've got to figure out the password. But how are we going to do that? Luckily, we know what his job is. Controls the archives in this building. Peace Preservation and Weapon Development Research Library. Should we go and see what books are in here? Reactor Construction Chart. Let me just get that name again, sorry. Peace Preservation and Weapon Development Research. Reactor Construction Chart. Materia Production and Military Uses. Ranks and Use of Mako Weaponry. Heidegger's Shinra peacekeeping law, these all make sense. Plan for new land weapons. Economic report, anti-Shinra activities. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Economic report. Anti-Shinra, peace preservation, that could still work. What about this one? Reactor construction chart. Now, I think that looks out of place. And what you do in this area is, if a book looks out of place, like it shouldn't belong here, you write down the letter of the name that corresponds with the number. So you'll see there we've got that number 5. Well, we take the 5th letter, so T. We should note that down, because this shouldn't be here. Let's start off by doing that, shall we? And where am I going to write this? I think I'm going to write this on... There we go, this... Receipt from a cafe. So we got T. Onwards we go. And if that doesn't look right later, we can always come back in. Space development research. So space development. The Modern History of Mika's Space Program. Volume 1 and 2. Failed space mission. Economic reports on space dev. Shinra rocket space travel. Special peacekeeping law. That doesn't seem right, so let's have E. 3rd letter, E. That may well already be enough to work with, but let's just keep going. And we're going to try and use these words to make a password. Scientific Research Library and Urban Development. So let's do scientific research. Data on experimental animals sounds scientific. Genova Project. Oh, don't know what that is, but sounds scientific. The Ancients in History. Maybe. File on the Biologist. Okay, science. Final evolutionary stages in land-dwelling life. That's science, biology. Diminishing Mako energy. Planet movements. Is that more space? I'm going to write that one down as a maybe. And that would be S. And what was this one? No, not that. It's been this one here. The Ancients in History. What's the 14th letter? I never know if we include the the spaces. So without the spaces, we've got 3. We've got H. With the spaces, I. Now we have one more room. Urban development. Okay. Problems with plate construction, sounds like urban development. Urban planning. Biology of the Ancients. Interesting. Doesn't sound right, does it? Urban planning, biology of the Ancients. Letter 1 is a B. I apologise for that clack, that was me putting my pen lid back on. So we got T, E, S and B. Tell me. Oh, look at that first choice. T, E, S, and B, all there. Best. Best! God, I love the sound of that. Best! I am the best. Me! No matter what anyone says, you'd better believe it. Okay, yeah, take it. Keycard 65. I never thought you'd get it on the first try. Goes to show you can't judge a book by its cover. Well, a promise is a promise, so take this too. Elemental materia, beautiful. Why would I do something like this, you ask? Revenge, of course! Shinra's been torturing me forever. Well, I was a little rough on you all just now, so go up there and make them really suffer. This ought to teach them. I love the mayor. Such a bizarre little character. Now, was it 65 that he just gave us? Let's just double check. Up. Let's try to make a jump. There we go. Oh, it's key items, sorry. 65. I just want to arrange these. See, I like that. Again, it's something we mentioned last time, that the Final Fantasy series is very hard to pin down as having a common structure. I think it always changes, and that's, weirdly enough, one of the things I think Final Fantasy is known for. The commonality of Final Fantasy is it has no commonality from game entry to game entry. But the presence of mini-games all throughout, I think that's pretty close to being one of the leitmotifs of Final Fantasy as a series. As a level B employee, you are permitted to open doors on this floor up to 3 times. If you receive an item coupon, remember to exchange it for an item. Don't enter the air conditioning ducts, they're very dangerous. An air duct! Okay, so where are we going to go? 3 times. Not very nice, is it? What about this one? I don't know if it means these security doors 3 times. Honestly, I've never done this floor, so let's just do something. It's hard to see where to begin. Looks like the start is fairly straightforward, and the best thing we can do is make sure we don't go through a double like you're seeing here. Let's go through that top side. And we do have an air vent in that room, so let's see if we can get in there. Door 1. Double checking. Door 2. Yeah, and then we can go down through the middle there. Can we go through this side? Oh, it's a door, damn it. Receive B coupon, beautiful. And let's go through this air duct. I've really never done this before. This is... Wow. Sorry, I'm really happy. I've never done this. I knew it was here, but I've always just sort of bypassed this floor. And as part of what this playthrough will be used to do, there's a few things in this game that I have personally never done, but I've seen done. I have never gotten the Knights of the Round materia in this game. Ever. Oh no. I think I made a mistake there. But actually turns out we're okay. So yeah, there's certain things I've never done, so I've never, for whatever reason, actually gone and got the Knights of the Round materia. As extension, I've never had the Golden Chocobo. I have never beaten Diamond. No, sorry, I've never beaten either Ruby or Emerald Weapon. And I'm going to try and do that on this Let's Play at some point. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. Let's do the all clear. Oh, it'll clear the materials you got? Oh, well, forget that. No. Let's just take our 2 coupons, shall we? Here are the items you can have. We can get Star Pendant. Which ones did we have? Was it A and B? Star Pendant and 4 slot. Perfect, we'll take that. 4 slots are pretty solid materia. Sorry, equipment. I believe it lets you have 4 materia on your armlet. Yeah, we'll save that for a bit later when we need it. And let's also take that opportunity to equip the Star Pendant on someone. It's one of these accessories to protect against poison. And then the final thing is we're going to give someone elemental. I don't really want to tie it to anything right now. So I'm just going to give it to Tifa. And what this does is you pair it with something like the all materia we found earlier. You pair it with another materia, and it'll then make your attacks match the element. So if you pair it with lightning, then your attacks will all have lightning power attached to them. Love this spa. I love that he's doing a walk in his suit. Trying to get rid of my love handles, aren't we all, buddy? If you get tired, you can rest up in the next room. I'm head of building security, so stamina is very important to me. You must be a visitor. Feel free to use any open machine. You can't, can you? No, that would have been lovely. Take one to restore your energy, a Shinra health drink. 250 gil, let's do it. Nothing. Damn it! Is it broken? Bang on it. Sir, what are you doing? No violence here, please. Did it work? Let's give up. No, let's bang on it once more. What are you doing? No violence, please. I've never done that either. I'm sorry, I just took a moment then to fulfill little things that I've never done. Despite all these playthroughs of this wonderful game. It's just bits I've missed out. Can we open the lockers? Okay, that's great. Phoenix down, an ether, a megaphone. Hanging on to this won't do any good. Oh, there's a little nod to something later in the game there. That's very cute. And let's go and talk to this fellow and make a quick save. A nap room. Let's get some rest. Hey, buddy. Let me get some rest. Okay. It's interesting that we have this whole part that's really optional. We don't have to do any of this. But isn't that often the way as well with Final Fantasy games? Think about how often the game itself isn't very long. The story might only compel you to play for 20 to 30 hours. But the games themselves can go on for much, much longer. Locked. Let's see, what do we have here? It's a model of Midgar, a city born from the Earth's Mako. See the way it's incomplete? Look down here. See if we can fix that up, shall we? Anything in this box? Locked. Oh, okay. I forgot you could have random battles. I love these things. They're so odd looking, aren't they? What the hell is this? Why would you ever make this? Such a bizarre choice. Why would we make a giant fish covered in blades? Because Shinra is a weird and strange place. That's why. And we're going to use our limit break nice and early. It's like we've said, we will use our limit breaks because we want to have our characters leveling their limit breaks. And the only way we can do that is by using them. Maybe our steel. Never mind. Oh, it would have been nice to sneak in a Tifa limit break. We'll save it for the next fight. So we've had Cloud level his limit twice already. Tifa I don't think has leveled hers at all. And nor has Barret. Locked. Darn. We've been doing quite well, haven't we, with the lack of cursing during this Let's Play. You might have noticed earlier a very brief transition when we were in, I think it was the 63rd floor going through the vents. You might have noticed a brief spot of silence, and that was because I did I did yell out a very common expletive, and I decided that we'd try and keep this clear of them, so you might have heard the music change rather suddenly. It was me editing that out. Oh, brilliant. Tifa gets an upgrade. I'm looking forward to showing you how her upgraded limit break works. For now, let's just put a piece in this model. Insert the parts. Sounds like something opened up. I've got a good feeling about this left-hand side. Let's go here first. Locked. Yes! Now, this is one of my least favourite parts, actually, of this bit of the game. It just feels a lot like busy work, so I'm not really a fan of it. But it is, at the same time, not too bad. We do get the random battles, and it's a little chance to do a very small amount of leveling in this area, if you need to. Is that missing a part? There, we're missing a part. Okay. And that would be something I'd love to know about you as well, is we often, as fans of this game, we love it, and we essentially do hagiography of it every time we talk about the game. I'm wondering, is there something about this that you actually don't like that much? So, if you're a fan of Final Fantasy, you could tell us in the comments, what is the part of the game that you don't like? What is something where, when the game is coming up, you think, oh, I don't really want to do that. For me, this always comes to mind. And I think I'll save the other one for when it comes, but you'll probably tell by the tone of my voice exactly what part of the game it is. It's not going to be yet, it's going to be in a much later Let's Play, probably somewhere up in the 20s. But there is a part that I'm very much not a fan of. One here. And I think we need on the right-hand side then, and that's the last one. And was it the last box over by the stairs? No, there's one up on the left, isn't there? So maybe there's two more things we have to do. Oh no. This is the one. I've also found that as someone who's colorblind, also this Midgar model spotting exactly where the gaps are is a little bit awkward. Perfect. There's something opened up. And I don't know if we have to do that bit on the left there, or if this will now grant us the upper floors. Yard 66. Beautiful. Now look over there. These are familiar figures. A man in green, Heidegger. We see the man in blue. See Reeve. We see that lady in the red, who I don't think we've met before. The fellow in the brown. At the top there, President Shinra. So we know these people are up to something. The question is what? And it's a question to be answered next time. This is where we're going to bring our stream of Final Fantasy VII to the end for the day. Thank you so much for having been here. It's been a blast, and we'll carry on from this exact spot in just a few moments' time. If the next spot isn't out yet, it will be released tomorrow. Thank you very much. Whether it's the morning, afternoon, evening, or night, have a fantastic continuation, and I'm looking forward to seeing you back as soon as we can. All the best now. Bye-bye.